All right, guys. Today we are gonna be reacting to "They All Think Humanity Should Cease to Exist." Wow, jump in.
If I say I want the population, which we currently have, to continue to replace itself inside of the United States, how's that like Hitler again?
I don't think she understands.
She misunderstood what you meant. He meant like
this whole
replenishing
time.
the birth rate so that we're not decreasing in population over time.
Good luck.
Yeah. How's that like Hitler, though?
Because she misunderstood. And
Yeah, I know. She can talk. So how's that like Hitler again?
Because I misunderstood.
See, oh man, this is crazy.
Talk. So how's that like Hitler again?
Because I misunderstood.
Oh, okay. So you're going to say that I'm not like Hitler then, and that's like the opposite of
It sounded too extreme to me.
To want to replace the domestic population of your nation, that sounds extreme?
Yes.
Why is that extreme?
Wait, did you want to come in?
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like the word replace makes it sound
is a better
strong. It makes it sound like you're like, maybe that's where the disconnect is.
Well, I think you're saying replace because we will all be gone one day.
I know what he's saying. I was just saying.
No, I'm saying for her sake. Like I'm saying.
Sheds his skin.
Okay.
See that how they deviated the conversation? Wow, it's crazy.
Replace. I think maybe it just sounded.
Andrew,
like
are you a
saying.
national socialist? Is I think what she's asking.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, but that's what you're doing. If you have a child, you're replacing yourself, right? You're
that's a
passing your
natural
genes
sound.
on. You're replacing yourself. That's the point of it.
Well, let
You're
it be
replicating your
natural.
genes. You're replicating your genes.
Yeah, let it be natural. Why are you trying to raise?
Because if you hit under X amount of threshold and your population diminishes too much, your people go bye-bye.
But why does it have to be on expense?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Wow, who cares? Wow.
We are.
people.
I don't understand our human obsession with like thinking we're gonna be here forever. Species die all the time. If this planet blows up, we would be gone. If an asteroid.
No, keep going. You're cooking.
Looking
No,
at
you're
me so
cooking.
crazy.
You're cooking. Keep going.
We
You're
have
cooking.
this weird obsession with thinking that we're gonna be here forever,
You're
like
cooking.
preserving. I'm all for like not littering, preserving the earth, but we think we're just so above every other species that we're just supposed to be here forever, and we just got.
I mean,
bro,
eventually-
eventually everything comes to an end. Just like I'm gonna die, we're all
Are
gonna
you talking
die.
about the heat death of the universe in like trillions of years? Is that? Or is
No,
it
I'm
billions
just
or
talking
trillions?
about
That could
in
be-
general, like how the dinosaurs were wiped out by a huge
But let's
flaring
assume
ball
for a
of fire.
second-
But I'm just saying, we have a
aliens
general
could take us-
obsession
Yeah, okay, I get
with
it.
like
I get what you're
thinking that
saying.
we're
We
entitled
should talk
to
about
be
aliens.
here forever.
But I
Pretty
gotta
soon,
know. I gotta
think.
know this.
And this was back then when Brian was a little simpy, huh? It's still simp, bro. Yo.
Assume that you could see that the outcome, based on policies that you had, would lead to that way faster. Would you want to avoid that as
Wait.
the outcome?
I'm sorry, what? What do you mean that?
So like just assume that the outcome is if you do X, 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 it leads to the human race becoming extinct, okay? If you could then not do those things and that avoids that outcome, don't you think we should do that?
One
why
day
are the humans so
we are
important?
going to be extinct.
Why- wait,
One
why are-
day we're gonna be.
Yeah,
gone.
I get it.
That's the cycle,
So
right?
first
Like
of all, no, I
biology.
don't even concede that that's true. But even if I did, even if I were to just say, you're right, one day human beings are just all going to be gone. If you could avoid
an
that,
asteroid.
if you had a way to avoid that,
I
would
don't
you?
think
What's the benefit of not avoiding it?
Yeah, like who cares if we're all if we're all gone?
Well,
at
I
the
mean, don't you
table, what would it
you
matter
do
to
like
me?
to exist, right?
Okay.
Honestly, no.
Wow.
Wait, I feel like you're
Like,
looking at
I
it.
wanted to die most of my life.
Wow, this is. How do you tackle this, man? How you tackle this, man? Yeah, let them not reproduce, I guess.
If my last
Well,
attempt was in 2020.
let's not get
Okay.
into that.
I think you're looking at it in too dichotomous of a way. Like, I could argue that the proclivities of different sexual orientations and half of girls not wanting to get married, some wanting to get married, some wanting to have kids can actually cancel out the chance of overpopulation. So I think you're looking at too much
Yeah,
like,
but-
and promiscuity
but-
and lack of marriage,
yeah,
our
but-
population's going to die up, but we could be
Yeah,
mitigating
so let's like grant
overpopulation.
all of this. How does any of that answer to my question, which I asked her, which is to say this, and I'll say it to you too. If you could change the outcome and save the human species in this scenario by simply changing around policies or improving the way that human beings act, wouldn't you try to do that?
Policies as in maybe legally obligating people to perform in a different way for like the outcome of
Sure.
human civilization. Not necessarily.
Like, what would be an example of you not doing that?
So let's say you have a civilization of 5 people, and I don't think it'd be ethical necessarily to force those women to get pregnant if they don't want to by forcing the men to essay those women in order to keep your population going, right? Is that a fair example?
Okay, so let's assume then that you would only have to do that for whatever reason inside this hypothetical for a little while.
Yeah, I'm not a utilitarian in that way, so I would across the board say that that's wrong. Even if it prolongs the human species, I don't think women should be forced to
What a
give
stupid
children
Even if
they
it
don't
would only
want
be
to.
for a short amount of time.
100%.
Right, so then the human species goes extinct.
Yes.
So why
And
having
so under
why
that, is there any other parameter?
why having that stand? If why having a stand like that if the end goal could be destroying your own species? How is that even a stand?
That you would
I'm
look
telling you, females, when you leave females for their own decision, this is what happened. They become self-destructive.
A very hypothetical scenario.
Yeah, I mean it is, but
Yeah.
it's
But that was
it's all
kind of the
designed
point.
it's all designed to test the logic, and at
Yeah.
least the logic's consistent. So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to figure out is which policies and obligations and duties would you be willing to switch around in order to make sure that the human species didn't go extinct. So like, let me give you a counter example of one. So I'll concede on the essay one and just say, okay, fine, for the sake of argument, we'll let this one go.
Not for the sake of argument, what would you actually say?
Right? Well, I would say that you have a greater obligation.
To essay the women.
If it
I
meant,
said essay, I saved myself.
Yeah.
He said if it meant.
If the opposition would mean global extinction, right, then I think that almost all people who were either deontologists or utilitarians or any form of ethics would probably say, look, that's not the outcome we want, right? It's almost a horrible verbal bullet to bite, but not really, because the alternative is you're like extinction, and I think that's a worse bullet to bite.
Why?
Ultimately, well, because then you have.
I think the religion is maybe a point of tension
Yeah,
here.
because then you have no way to produce any of the values that you're talking about producing to begin with. So it doesn't matter what your ethical system is, there's nobody around to have an ethical system.
Well,
So-
I think
There we go.
So, I mean,
No. She got caught. She got caught. Now this lady had to jump in because she knows she got cooked.
The result of, I
Crazy,
think
huh?
most people would rather exist than not exist. Even if to exist meant that the life would be slightly worse or worse, I still think that they would prefer to do so.
And if they didn't, if those 3 women on this island said, I would rather the meteor hit us or I'd rather we die out than these men
the
essay me.
question isn't their preferences.
Mm-hmm.
The question would be the preferences of everybody in front of that. So if the
future
human,
people.
if the whole human race is going to die. So
So the women would be morally obligated to let the men essay them for their future descendants to live on.
well, how would they be essaying them if they felt a moral obligation? They would just let them, right? So that wouldn't be essay at that point.
Okay, the
I'm
women
only
don't
trying to
feel it, the men
respond.
feel it.
I'm only trying to respond to the specifics of your hypothetical
Yeah.
and engage with the specifics of it. But the consequence for both are bad. We would just say the consequence of both are not consequences we want
Right,
to see.
and I think mine is
but
kind
what
of-
if?
yeah.
But so let me ask you a different one. What if you had to just restrict LGBTQ people from being LGBTQ, and then that would save the species? Would you do it then?
Nope.
No,
Okay,
you
there you
still
go.
wouldn't do it.
No.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
But
then,
we have totally
so
different
then
end goals. For
Okay,
you,
okay. So wait a second. Wait a second. Hang on.
Yeah, got caught.
Let me finish.
Sustaining the
Restrict
pop,
that.
I'm almost done. I'm
like
almost,
banning it, making it illegal.
yeah, I'm almost
criminalizing
done.
it.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
it was
Okay.
10 years
They'd
ago.
still do it.
It wasn't criminalized.
Right. So you would let the entirety of humanity go extinct to make sure that a form of vice or degeneracy, or in this case, things you don't consider that to be, but just sexual proclivities were allowed to be. You'd let the whole species go extinct rather than restrict that.
Yes.
Wow.
Why? What is the basis for that?
Because I think a lot of natural proclivities align with what's good for people. So I think
Is it good for people for the species to cease to exist?
Yeah,
wouldn't matter
there's
if
no
they're not
people.
here.
I think it's morally neutral. Yeah.
It's morally
Neutral.
if
Morally neutral. Morally neutral. And she thinks she sounds smart. She sounds smart, that she sounds kind of idiotic at the same time.
exists.
Morally neutral for mankind to.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it's not-
who
we are-
cares?
Yes,
Why
yes,
not?
of course. Hey, the sisterhood is the same. Yes, so he's yes. I guess so, right? So the sisterhood is the same. Yes, so we assume it's correct.
I want to exist. Like who?
Well, then why
who's here to
shouldn't
care?
so then
you're
why
saying it's
shouldn't
morally,
everybody
Brian,
just
Wait,
so
wait,
it's
wait,
morally
hold on,
wrong.
wait, hold on.
Brian.
I've been asking myself
it's
that
morally
my whole
wrong.
life.
Hold on, guys, stop. Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
The consequence of what you're saying is then why doesn't everybody just non-exist themselves?
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not.
that's what I usually tell my friends. I'm like, well, you either gotta live or you're gonna kill yourself. Like, so
Well, you
pick your
can't use
poison.
that, but just say
That's not the same example.
non-existence.
Yes,
Well, just say non-existence.
non-existence.
So,
okay.
but think about this. You don't actually care about the consequence of that. So if everybody did do that, you just don't care.
yes.
Right.
Oh, that's it. Close the deal. That's it. That's how you close the deal, my guy. Wow. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you in our next one.